Every human being carries echoes of lifetimes long forgotten. According to Buddhist wisdom, the soul is an eternal traveler, moving from one form to another, carrying the imprints of karma, the energy of thoughts, choices, and deeds. These karmic patterns are said to reveal themselves in subtle ways, even in something as simple as the last digit of your birth year. This final number is not a coincidence, it is a vibration, a mirror reflecting the lessons your soul came here to continue. For men and women walking the path of self-discovery, understanding this link offers a deeper awareness of who you were and what your spirit is still learning to master. Each digit tells a story of courage, compassion, ego, love, detachment, or wisdom. Listen closely, for the message your birth year carries may reveal the truth of your past and the destiny unfolding before you. There we go, the cycle keeper. If your birth year ends in 0, your soul carries the essence of the cycle keeper, one who has walked the wheel of samsara many times and learned to see life as a sacred rhythm rather than a struggle. In past lives, you were often a monk, philosopher, or wise observer, someone who sought meaning in patterns and balance in chaos. The number 0, representing both emptiness and wholeness, mirrors the Buddhist concept of shunyata, or the void that contains everything. It is not nothingness, but pure potential. In this lifetime, your karmic path is about completeness without attachment. You have seen countless beginnings and endings, so your challenge is not to chase either. Many people with this vibration feel a deep sense of déjà vu, as if they have lived the same story before. That is because your soul remembers cycles. Love found, love lost, success gained, success gone. The lesson now is to transcend repetition by living consciously, not reactively. You are here to master detachment without indifference, to participate fully in life without clinging to outcomes. Your spirit has learned the futility of resistance. Now it seeks peace in surrender. When you trust the flow instead of fighting it, you move closer to liberation. The Cycle Keeper's journey is one of acceptance, patience, and wisdom, to live with open hands, letting life come and go like waves upon the shore, without fear, without regret. 1. The Awakener. If your birth year ends in 1, your soul carries the vibration of the Awakener, a spirit that breaks patterns, questions authority, and walks alone when the crowd sleeps. In your past life, you were often a reformer, a truth seeker, or a monk who challenged traditional paths to uncover a purer truth. You carried fire in your soul, the fire of bodhicitta, the heart that seeks awakening for the sake of all beings. Yet that same fire also burned you with pride and restlessness. In this life, your karmic lesson is to balance individuality with humility. You were reborn to remember that true power does not come from standing above others, but from awakening within yourself. Many with this vibration feel misunderstood, even isolated. This solitude is not punishment. It is the path your soul chose to strengthen inner clarity. It is within silence that your awakening truly deepens. The number 1 in Buddhism represents oneness and origin, the state before duality, where all things are one mind. You carry the energy to initiate, to lead, to start new cycles of wisdom in this world. But if your mind clings to control or ego, you fall into the trap of spiritual pride, mistaking your insights for superiority. The awakener's purpose is to guide others, not to dominate them. Use your strength to open doors for others' enlightenment, not just your own. Walk with courage, but also compassion. When you stop seeking validation and instead live as an example of inner freedom, you embody the true essence of awakening. The Buddha himself was once like you, a seeker who refused illusion. Follow that same flame of truth, but temper it with the calm of understanding, and your soul will complete the awakening it began long ago. 2. The Harmonizer. If your birth year ends in 2, your soul carries the vibration of the harmonizer, one who, across lifetimes, has sought peace through connection, compassion, and balance. In past lives, you were often a caretaker, healer, artist, or monk who helped reconcile opposites, turning discord into calm, conflict into understanding. The number 2 in Buddhist philosophy echoes the middle way, the sacred balance between indulgence and denial, between attachment and aversion. Your spirit knows that extremes lead only to suffering, and harmony is the key to liberation. In this life, Your karma invites you to rediscover emotional balance. You are deeply empathetic, often feeling the pain of others as your own. This sensitivity is both your strength and your test. You must learn to love without losing yourself, to care deeply without absorbing others' suffering. Many harmonizers fall into the trap of people pleasing, mistaking compassion for self erasure. But true compassion, as the Buddha taught, arises from clarity, not sacrifice. You are here to practice wise love, the kind that heals without clinging, that gives without expecting, that stays calm even when the world is in chaos. Your relationships are mirrors reflecting your inner harmony. When your mind is at peace, peace radiates outward, transforming every space you enter. The harmonizer's journey is to bring balance wherever you go, between mind and heart, masculine and feminine, giving and receiving. Your presence alone can calm storms in others, but first, you must calm the one within. In mastering the art of stillness amidst emotion, you fulfill your karmic calling. The Buddha said, "What peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This is your mantra, a reminder that your true gift is not in fixing others, but in embodying the peace they long to find. 3. The seeker of joy. If your birth year ends in 3, your soul carries the essence of the seeker of joy, a spirit who, through countless lifetimes, has learned the power of lightness amidst the heaviness of existence. In past lives, you were often a poet, performer, storyteller, or monk, known for bringing laughter and hope to others. You remind people that enlightenment is not found only in solemn meditation, but also in the simple beauty of being alive. The number 3 in Buddhist wisdom represents body, speech, and mind, the 3 gates of expression through which consciousness flows. Your soul came back with the mission to awaken through joy, not suffering, yet your karma challenges you to understand the difference between true joy and distraction. Many with this vibration fall into the illusion that constant stimulation equals happiness. They chase pleasure, validation, or novelty, forgetting that real joy arises from contentment, not craving. Your path, therefore, is to rediscover the purity of joy that has no cause, the quiet delight of presence itself. You have a radiant energy that draws people toward you, but your test is to use that energy to uplift, not escape. The seeker of joy must learn to turn outward laughter into inner serenity. Buddhist masters teach that a joyful mind is the spring of compassion. When you laugh with awareness, when your happiness is rooted in understanding, you become medicine to the world. Your journey is to remind others that enlightenment is not a grim pursuit, but a return to the childlike wonder buried under layers of fear. You are meant to live fully, to experience beauty, love, and laughter, but to hold them lightly, knowing they too are impermanent. When you share joy without attachment, your soul shines with the brightness of awakened bliss. 4. The builder of Dharma. If your birth year ends in 4, your soul carries the vibration of the builder of Dharma, a being who, through many incarnations, has sought stability, structure, and purpose in the spiritual path. In your past lives, you may have been a temple architect, a scholar, a disciplined monk, or even a village leader who built foundations for others to stand upon. The number 4 in Buddhist thought symbolizes the 4 noble truths, the cornerstone of the Buddha's teachings, and that reflects your soul's calling to bring clarity, order, and truth into a chaotic world. In this lifetime, your lesson is to build without attachment to results. You have the discipline and persistence to manifest dreams, but the karmic challenge lies in your tendency to over-control or fear change. You long for security because in a past life, instability or betrayal left deep imprints on your spirit. Now, your task is to build again, but this time with wisdom instead of fear. You are meant to create systems that uplift others, perhaps through teaching, leadership, or crafting something of lasting value. However, remember that true Dharma is not rigid, it flows with life. The builder of Dharma must learn that strength does not come from walls, but from foundations flexible enough to endure impermanence. The Buddha himself built his teaching not upon dogma, but upon observation and experience, both ever-changing and alive. Your karmic power lies in integrity. You are here to show others the value of discipline, patience, and devotion. But your spiritual growth begins when you let go of perfection and embrace the beauty of impermanence. Build, not for glory or control, but for service. When your actions align with truth rather than fear, you become a pillar of peace, a builder not of temples, but of awakened lives. 5. The Wanderer of Truth. If your birth year ends in 5, your soul embodies the vibration of the Wanderer of Truth, a seeker who has spent lifetimes exploring paths, philosophies, and places in search of spiritual understanding. In previous incarnations, you may have been a traveler, scholar, or monk who journeyed far and wide to uncover the mysteries of existence. The number 5 represents the 5 aggregates, skandhas, in Buddhism: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness, the very components that create our illusion of self. You, more than most, are here to transcend that illusion. In this lifetime, your karmic lesson is freedom through awareness, not escape. You are naturally drawn to adventure, new ideas, and experiences, but your spiritual challenge lies in restlessness. The wanderer can easily mistake motion for progress, always moving, yet never arriving. This is because deep within, your soul remembers lifetimes of searching, and it still fears stillness. But it is within stillness that truth reveals itself. You are meant to explore not only the outer world but the inner terrain of your mind. Meditation is your compass. When you sit in silence, you travel farther than any road could ever take you. The Buddha taught that enlightenment is not found through endless seeking, but through seeing clearly what is. That is your dharma now, to realize that the truth you chase has always been within. Your energy inspires others to question, to expand, and to break mental boundaries. But your mastery lies in learning to move without attachment, to seek without grasping. The wanderer of truth finds liberation when he realizes that every path, every journey, every teacher, all lead back to the same silent awareness within. The end of your search is not discovery, but return, the return to yourself. 6. The healer of karma. If your birth year ends in 6, your soul carries the energy of the healer of karma, a spirit that has, across many lifetimes, carried both the wounds and wisdom of compassion. You were once a caregiver, herbalist, monk, or spiritual guide, someone who absorbed others' pain and transformed it into understanding. The number 6 resonates deeply with the 6 paramitas, the perfections of generosity, morality, patience, energy, meditation, and wisdom. The 6 virtues that lead the soul toward enlightenment. Your past lives were dedicated to service, and this incarnation continues that mission. However, your karmic challenge now is healing without attachment. You often feel compelled to fix, to nurture, to save, even when it drains your own spirit. This happens because, in past lives, your compassion turned into martyrdom. You took on the suffering of others without boundaries, forgetting that true healing begins in one's own heart. The Buddha taught, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This lifetime calls you to embody that truth. Your presence carries a soothing vibration. People feel safe around you because your soul remembers how to comfort pain. Yet, your lesson is to allow others to walk their own paths, to offer light, but not to carry their burdens. Healing through wisdom, not attachment, is your evolution. You are here to teach others the power of forgiveness, not as a moral duty, but as liberation from karmic chains. Every act of kindness you perform, every word of compassion you speak, cleanses not only your past karma, but also the collective suffering of those around you. The healer of karma transforms pain into awakening. When you care without clinging and give without losing yourself, your soul fulfills its highest vow, to be love in motion, calm and boundless. 7. The silent sage. If your birth year ends in 7, your soul carries the vibration of the silent sage, a being who, through countless incarnations, has sought truth not in noise or achievement, but in quiet observation. In past lives, you were likely a hermit, philosopher, or monk who spent years in solitude, meditating on the mysteries of existence. You have seen empires rise and fall, attachments come and go, and through it all, you learned that stillness reveals what chaos conceals. The number 7 in Buddhist understanding echoes the 7 factors of enlightenment: mindfulness, investigation, energy, joy, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity, all of which your soul now seeks to perfect. In this lifetime, your challenge is integration, to bring your wisdom into the world without losing your peace. You may often feel detached or misunderstood, preferring silence over small talk and solitude over company. But isolation is not your destiny, it was your training. Your spirit has matured in silence, but now it must teach through presence. You are here to embody serenity amidst the noise, to show others that true strength is quiet and steady. The silent sage must walk among people without being of the world, to remind them that awareness is their true refuge. The Buddha himself found enlightenment beneath a tree, in complete stillness, yet he returned to guide others. This is your path too, to merge inner peace with outward compassion. Beware of overthinking or spiritual detachment. Sometimes your deep understanding can turn into distance. Remember, enlightenment is not escape, it is engagement without entanglement. When you bring your calm presence into daily life, in your work, your relationships, your words, you fulfill your karma. The silent sage does not preach, he radiates. His silence speaks louder than any sermon, reminding all that the path to awakening begins within. 8. The Master of Power. If your birth year ends in 8, your soul embodies the energy of the Master of Power, a being who has, through many lifetimes, wrestled with the forces of control, ambition, and destiny. In past incarnations, you may have been a ruler, warrior, or spiritual leader, someone entrusted with influence and strength. The number 8 in Buddhist wisdom symbolizes infinity and the noble eightfold path, the journey toward right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Your soul remembers these disciplines, but your challenge is to use power not for dominance, but for balance and service. In this life, your karma centers on mastery through humility. You were born with a commanding energy. Others naturally look to you for guidance, leadership, or protection. Yet beneath that strength lies a great responsibility. In past lives, you may have misused power or wealth, creating cycles of control or pride. Now, your spirit returns to transform authority into wisdom, to lead not through fear, but through example. The master of power must learn that true strength is not about bending the world to your will. It is about mastering your own desires, impulses, and fears. When your inner world is disciplined, the outer world follows effortlessly. This is the meaning of conquering oneself, as the Buddha taught, the greatest victory of all. You are also a karmic protector, meant to defend truth, justice, and those who cannot defend themselves. But if you attach too deeply to control or material success, your spirit will feel trapped by its own ambition. Remember, power is not possession, it is purpose. Use it to awaken, to uplift, to build peace rather than walls. When power becomes service, your soul steps into its highest expression, mastery guided by compassion, not ego. 9. The Old Soul. If your birth year ends in 9, your soul carries the vibration of the old soul, one who has traveled through countless incarnations, collecting wisdom, compassion, and spiritual strength. You have lived as a seeker, a teacher, a warrior, a monk, and through each life you have gathered lessons about love, loss, and liberation. The number 9 represents completion in Buddhist philosophy, the final stage before transcendence, the point where the soul prepares to dissolve the illusion of self and return to pure awareness. In this lifetime, your karma is about release, letting go of all that no longer serves your spirit. You may feel weary at times, as if you've seen it all before. That exhaustion is not weakness, it's the soul's memory of countless journeys. Your spirit is wise beyond its years, yet the challenge lies in not becoming detached or cynical. Compassion fatigue, as Buddhists call it, can dull even the most awakened hearts. You are here to transform weariness into wisdom, to live with gentleness and grace, teaching through your example rather than words. The old soul understands that nothing in life is truly lost. Everything transforms. The Buddha said, "Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. Your essence burns with that ancient flame, calm, steady, and guiding others toward their own awakening." This is often your final karmic cycle before a great leap in consciousness. You are not meant to escape life, but to complete it, to love, forgive, and release with full awareness. When you stop grasping at meaning and simply be, enlightenment dawns naturally. The old soul's final act is surrender, not as defeat, but as liberation. For you have walked many paths, and now, at last, you are coming home. Conclusion. The last digit of your birth year is more than a number. It is a whisper from your soul, a code revealing the path your spirit has walked and the lessons it still seeks to learn. Whether you are the cycle keeper, the awakener, or the old soul, each vibration carries its own light and shadow, its own sacred invitation. Buddhism teaches that the past and present are not separate, they are threads in the same eternal weave. When you understand your karmic rhythm, you no longer resist life. You flow with it, awakened, aware, and finally at peace.